Hello, Amanda. Welcome to the I Know Bride podcast.
Hello.
What's your business name?
Amanda Brooke Photos.
How did you come up with that?
Well, I mean, that's my name. It's my first and middle name, actually.
Oh, okay.
I had my last name originally, but people kept pronouncing it wrong.
What is your last name?
Dubois,
Oh, okay. How did they say it?
Dubois, or Duboisy. I mean, it was
Yeah.
it was interesting. I was like, I'm just gonna make it easy here for everybody.
Yeah. What were some, I know we talked before, but what were some of the other business names? Because you said you changed it a lot.
Oh, yeah. So I had Amanda Dubois Photography originally. And then I decided to change it to like AD photos or photography or something like that. And I was like, well, I don't really like that. So then I kind of went back to my name and then same thing. No one could pronounce it. So I was like, okay, I'm just Amanda Brooke. Call it good. So I had my boudoir page as Amanda Brooke.
Okay.
And so I was like, I'll just change it to Amanda Brooke Photos. Then it's just easier for everybody.
Haven't had any mispronunciations of that one?
Yeah. And I liked my middle name better more than my first name anyways. So
That works. How did you get into photography?
Well, I got a camera from my college graduation from my parents. That's when I started doing photography, but I always had cameras growing up and loved taking pictures, and my mom took pictures, so it was just kind of something I enjoyed.
Yeah. Natural continuation.
Yes.
What did you go to college for?
Psychology. I didn't know what I wanted to do, and that was just something that interested me was psychology.
I took a psychology course.
Yeah.
It was pretty
I
interesting.
know, it was interesting. And I didn't know what I wanted to do, so I was like, I'll just major in that.
Have you used it at
No.
all? That's it.
I could psychoanalyze you, but that's about it.
Do you do that to like people randomly, or only when you like think about it?
Well, I don't do it often. It's just if someone's very interesting, then maybe maybe a little bit.
If you weren't doing weddings, what do you think you'd, or elopements? I know that's what you specialize in. What do you think you'd be doing?
Like photography wise, or
Just in life?
stay at home mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean I have another job too, but so
Oh.
probably that.
What else do you do?
I work for the hospital, St. Alphonsus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
In psychology?
No, I mean that's probably what I should have done, but no, I just call patients on the phone from home since I have a kid. So
Yeah. That's nice.
Yeah.
What's one thing your clients would say about working with you?
I always get that they feel or make them feel comfortable. I mean, I always get that.
It's okay.
You always get the clients are always like, I'm not comfortable in front of the camera. And I'm like, yeah, you'll be fine. I just feel like I'm a little pretty outgoing. And yeah, they always say that they felt a lot more comfortable than they thought they would. So
That's good. Walk me through like your process, like booking and everything.
yeah, so most of my clients will either DM me on Instagram or they'll go to my contact page on my website. And then once they fill that out, then I try to schedule a call with them so I can kind of talk through like their contact form and all their information. And then I like to customize packages to each client, not just have standard packages. I mean, I have standard pricing, but
Yeah.
I like to customize them just based off of what each couple needs. And then once we book, then we go into like the engagements and then
Do you include engagements?
yes, I do.
I think it's like such a great opportunity to one, get to know the couple beforehand, but also like it just makes them more relaxed on the actual day.
Exactly. Yeah. I always highly recommend, even if it's like a week before, just at least go out and do some kind of shoot together because yeah, then it makes them feel more comfortable on the day.
Yeah. Talk me through your favorite wedding you've had or wedding or elopement that you've had so far.
My favorite one was probably on the Oregon coast. It was an elopement. It was an all-day elopement, which was super fun. We did like 4 different locations. We ended up going to the redwoods, which was cool with all the big trees. And then this bride literally hiked down to this natural bridges in Brookings, and it was a steep hike. And she's in her wedding dress and like Converse. I'm in leggings and boots, and I'm still sliding on my ass all the way down the freaking thing. And she's just walking down. I'm like,
I have always wondered if people carry their dress or hike in it.
oh yeah, no. Well, a lot of people will or wear something else and bring their dress. We had already had like the ceremony and other pictures beforehand. This was just another spot they wanted to go. And yeah, she hiked down like a pro in dress, and I'm sitting there sliding on it all the way down because I was worried I was gonna fall.
That's fun. What does your dream wedding look like as a vendor?
I would really love to go to Europe. I mean, I always love Mexico, but
Mm.
I'd really like to go international for like elopement or something. I love Ireland. I'd love to go there or like Greece or something.
There's a Instagram page, it's Lake Como. I think it's in Italy.
Yeah.
Have you seen those?
Uh-huh. I know.
Like that?
My husband has family, like relatives in that Lake Como area. So I'm like, can we please like take a trip there and then
Yeah.
just shoot somebody? Well, camera shoot. I will photograph while I'm there.
What did he say?
Well, I mean, he's like, yeah, that would be nice, but it's expensive.
Oh,
Whatever.
lame. What's the funniest or most unexpected thing you've had happen at a elopement or wedding?
Well, I don't know. I feel like I have a lot of like just awkward moments just being myself. I mean, definitely that hiking thing was for sure
Yeah.
embarrassing. But I mean, I think something that's super fun was I had a wedding last year that they had a mechanical bull.
Oh,
And
that's fun.
yeah, they kept trying to get me on that. And I was like, if I get on that, I'm not getting off. So I, yeah, I'm not a coordinated person. So
I feel you. I'm not either.
yeah.
Do you have any go-to traditions or rituals you do before?
Oh yeah, I always like down a Red Bull or two. And then I usually have, I should probably eat something healthy, but I usually eat candy. That's my go-to. I either stop at Dutch Bros or the gas station on my way and just, I gotta get all that like sugar high, I guess. And
Yeah.
that's what keeps me going through the wedding.
What's your go-to Dutch drink?
I love the Rebels. So currently, well, I guess it's been like 2 years. I haven't never changed it since then. It's like blackberry, strawberry, coconut Rebel.
I know you texted me that. I was like, that sounds so good. But I had already had coffee, so I was like, I'm getting a tea.
Oh yeah, I've already had coffee today too.
Oh, that's perfect. How do you approach weddings differently than other photographers?
I mean, I feel like this is probably everybody's answer. I feel like, I mean, I just try to customize each wedding like day to each couple. I try to, find out like what's important to them most or like what are they most looking forward to that day and try and capture it the way that they're, I don't know how I'm trying to word this. I just try to like capture like what they're looking for and like what's gonna make them unique for that day or whatnot. I don't know how that sounded, but that was, it made sense in my head.
It makes sense. Do you have a favorite part of a wedding day or elopement day?
Wedding days, I am always a sucker for the father-daughter dance. And now that I'm a mom, those mother-son dances get me pretty good. But yeah, and then I love when brides walk down the aisle and see the groom's face. A lot of times it's first looks that they do before the ceremony, which is great timeline-wise. I love it. But I do like the look on the groom's face for the first time when they walk down the aisle if they don't do a first look. That's what me and my husband did. So,
The aisle?
mhm.
Yeah.
But like I said, it saves a lot of time if you do a first look
Yeah.
beforehand.
Plus, I think it's more intimate. Like,
Yes.
yes, it's romanticized the way that traditionally it's done, where you walk down and he sees you from there. But I feel like,
I mean, you can still get good reactions.
yeah, you can still get a good reaction. It's more intimate. And I just, like, I'm not a huge crowd person. So
Oh yeah.
I feel like I wouldn't remember that moment because we didn't do that. So I feel like I wouldn't remember that moment as much as not in front of everybody actually being in the moment
Yeah.
during your first look.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen some really sweet first looks and those are always good too. I think it's just more so like since I had like the traditional way, I think that's why kind of hits me a little more when
Yeah.
I see it. But
Yeah. Do you have a least favorite part of the wedding day?
yes. I mean, I love like, some speeches. Like especially like when the dad gives a speech or
Yeah.
something. Oh, kills me. But I've been to a wedding where there's like 10 speeches and I'm like, okay. And they're all like 20 minutes long, or at least feels like it's 20 minutes long. And it's just, it's hard to sit there,
Yeah.
especially sit there and take photos. Cause I mean, can only photograph someone talking into a microphone so many times. But then I feel like people are like judging me if I'm
Yep.
not still taking photos.
Yep.
I mean, I do like like a good speech, but sometimes after a few of them, it's like, okay.
All right, let's wrap this up and get to the party.
Let's do the dancing.
What's a common misconception couples have about photography?
I feel like they don't necessarily understand like timelines because I mean, a lot of times I'll get clients that want to book like the smaller package that's like obviously the cheaper price, which I get. but they don't realize that you're not going to get a full day's coverage for your wedding. So, like, if you're wanting getting ready photos, you're probably not going to have a lot of reception photos.
Mm.
So, that's just something I always try to talk to couples about, like on the phone before we go over pricing, is to kind of explain, like, okay, well, if you want both of these, you're going to need this amount of coverage for that day. And then I always try and ask, like, if they have a budget and try to work within that budget. But yeah, a lot of times that's something that photographers don't, or photographers, couples don't necessarily think about is timeline until it gets closer to the day. And then they're
Mm.
like, "Oh," and they're disappointed. Well, it's like, I tried to tell you.
Yeah, yeah,
So it's hard.
that is hard. If a couple's on the fence, well, that's a dumb question for this. Never mind, I'm skipping that. I was gonna say if a couple's on the fence about hiring a photographer, but everybody hires one. What's the most rewarding part of your job when it comes to working with couples on their big day?
I just love seeing, well, I love when they post photos and like how much they love them. I love that. But I just like the relationships I build with them, and then getting to either photograph them like in their or their next chapters of life or whatnot. And then just, being able to see where they go
Mm.
from their wedding, and just be able to like kind of be like a cheerleader in the background for them. It's just fun. I love building relationships with people. So
Yeah, it's fun when it works out like that and you build a deeper bond versus just like a transactional relationship.
yeah, for sure. And I think like even, like, having, like, the engagements first helps strengthen that, because then that's, like,
Mm.
one time you're together, and then you have the wedding, that's the second time you're together, and then
Hmm.
it just kinda strengthens it, so
Well, I feel like it's much more relaxing to work with somebody beforehand versus just showing up on the wedding day and like working with
not
a
knowing
complete
who they
stranger.
are.
Oh, I understand that.
Mhm.
What's one of the most challenging wedding day situations you've handled, and how did you make it work?
We actually I had a couple whose family member actually, like, went to the hospital that day.
Oh no.
Yeah, and it was, like, right before ceremony, right before, like, family photos and everything, and everyone was just, like, in shock, and we still had to, like, do the ceremony and everything because it was
Yeah.
literally right before,
Yeah.
which was super sad. I mean, he was okay.
Was
He
he
came back.
at the event?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
and then he came back later, so it
Oh.
was fine. Yeah, it was just, like, trying to keep the breath
Oh.
calm,
Yeah.
and then, still just trying to cater to, what she wanted during the ceremony, and then trying to get through the family photos, and then I had to gather the family later on just to try so we can get another one with the family member that was missing. Um, I mean, it all worked out. It was just something that I had never experienced, so I was like,
Yeah.
"Okay,
That's pretty unique.
yep." I'm like, "I don't really know what we're gonna do."
Yeah.
So, we just rolled with it. I had a really good wedding planner that day too.
Oh, good.
What was the wedding? Bliss Events, I believe.
Okay.
Um, yeah, she was great. She was awesome, and so between the 2 of us,
Made it work. Yeah.
we made it work.
I feel like that would have been like not impossible as a photographer without a wedding planner, but like
It's definitely a lot more chaotic. I mean, like, I can help, like, coordinate if need be, but, I mean, that also takes me away for some of it. I just a lot of times if they don't have a wedding planner, then I help, like, create their timeline, and then I help arrange that with other vendors. Um,
it's
yes,
hard because like you're doing extra work for something that you're not necessarily getting paid
right.
for or in your job description.
Yeah, for sure. And so but, yeah, wedding planners are great. I always recommend them, and there's so many great ones here
Mhm.
in the Boise area.
Um, are there any photography trends that you're loving right now?
I mean, I feel like I'm always behind on the trend.
I feel like Idaho is always behind.
I mean, I really just love, like, the filmy, like, storytelling,
Mhm.
documentary vibes. That's just always what I've kinda gone to, or, like, or I don't know, followed towards.
Yeah.
Um, that's just something I love. I mean, I had a couple or a bride last fall. Was it fall? Yeah, I think it was the fall. She had, like, a totally, like, non-traditional dress. It wasn't like a wedding dress. It had, like, floral print all over it, which was pretty cool.
That is cool.
And I had an elopement last year where she had, like, a blue dress, and that was a hiking one too. That was fun.
Yeah.
Um, but luckily I didn't have to go on my butt. But yeah, she had a nice blue dress, and so, I mean, I like the kinda like the non-traditional styles of
Mm.
things, but, I mean, I also love a good wedding dress.
Yeah,
So,
that's true. Are there any trends that you're hating right now?
I mean, not particularly. I mean, it's like I said, I feel like I'm, like, behind on, like, what they all are, so, I mean
That's fair.
no, I haven't had anybody come to me with some crazy trend yet, so
That's good. How do you feel about the crooked photos?
I don't know. To me, I think it's my OCD or something because I liked it to be straight.
I feel I'm the same way.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people that do it and people love them. To me, it's not my thing. It's
Yeah,
not my cup of tea.
no. Do you have any advice for couples who want to make the most out of photography without breaking the budget?
I mean, I would I would spend the most money, I guess, maybe on like photography and venue and like wedding planner and that kind of stuff, just because I mean, you were going to have photos and stuff and you want your day to run smoothly. And I know, like me looking back, like I wish I would have put more investment into my photos. So I know it's hard with the budget,
Yeah.
but I mean, just if you add a lot or if you tell like your photographer a lot more like about who you guys are as a couple and what you are looking for, I think the questions that you ask your couple first are important, like about them, about like what they're looking for, who they are as a person and what means the most to them and what type of photos would they really like.
Hmm.
And just getting all that information, then you can kind of help them or I guess guide them into like what they are going to need for their wedding day
Yeah.
and then kind of give them different options. So I always give my couples different pricing options based off of what we talked about.
Mm.
And then they can choose from there. I always have one that's like in their budget, one that's maybe a little bit higher, and then one that's like a little bit higher than that. And then they can decide after we've already talked. That's why I like to have a phone call first before just sending off like a pricing guide because,
It's more personal, and
well, yeah,
it gives you the chance to be the expert, and so they get
yeah,
that
kind of let
trust.
them know. Yeah. Like I said, yeah, kind of let them know about like what they would actually need based off
Mhm.
of what they're telling me,
Yeah.
not just like price, which I know that's a huge factor though. I get
It
it.
is.
I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something that I've had a lot of conversations that Idaho is becoming quite the destination market. Have you noticed that?
I have noticed that like,
Or like at least a lot of
yeah,
yeah.
I know like Coeur d'Alene's pretty huge right now.
Mhm.
People even have an elopement in Stanley. People are going to Stanley. I at least like different things that I follow. I know like the Pacific Northwest is getting pretty big, and then also Colorado.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, which I mean, love to do an elopement there.
Yeah. What's a small detail that makes a huge difference on the wedding day or elopement day?
I mean, I just think including as much detail as possible, like details as possible. I think they can really help like tell like the story of your wedding and then just being there in the moment and not worrying about anything. I mean, well, obviously you're gonna worry. I know I did. But I mean, I think that's why you should have like a wedding planner and a
Mhm.
photographer because then it kind of takes that stress away and then just letting whatever happens happen. Because like I even had a couple like on the Oregon coast, like it rained. So I mean, what are you gonna do?
Yeah. Isn't it good
Yes.
luck though?
That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
And it makes like for some cool photos. So I mean, I'm never against weather.
Yeah.
So
Plus I think overcast just like allows you to do
so much.
yeah, because there's no harsh shadows. You can do it any time of the day. Like I think overcast is and it's like adds that like
Moody for sure.
how do you balance staying organized and flexible on a wedding day?
I always will have like a screenshot of the timeline and I put it as my
Oh, that's
wallpaper
smart.
or my lock screen wallpaper just so I can have that. And then um during whenever we have like family photos scheduled, I'll take like my shot list of the family photos and then I'll make that the wallpaper. So then I can just look at my phone and I can call out the names. It
Yeah.
makes things so easy.
Yeah.
Especially, during the everyone's chaotic and people are like, oh, I want to do this picture. And we're like, we'll get to it. It's on the list. Like I will roll through it. And it makes family photos go like so quick, which is nice.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people really appreciate that because you don't want to be sitting at cocktail hour waiting
Yeah. I
forever.
mean, I don't think like the guests or like the family members mind too much. It's mostly the bride and groom or the bride and bride or, the groom and groom, whoever. It just, they don't want to sit there forever and a day because then they have to do like their photos too.
Yeah.
And so it just speeds up the process, which is super nice. But then, yeah, having that timeline on the phone too is also
It's a
so
good trick.
helpful.
Yeah. Can you share a behind the scenes moment that only those in the photography or wedding industry would understand?
Well, probably like finding some random spot at the venue where no one sees you so you can sit and eat your food
Yes.
and no one will bug you.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if I am eating food where people can see me, I feel like I'm being judged for not taking
Mhm.
photos. But I'm like, who wants photos of you eating?
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
I always try and find like a good hiding spot
Yeah.
to go eat my
Well, and it's nice when
or
you
to
go back.
relax.
Yeah. When you go back to that venue, you're like, oh, my spot.
Yes. Yes, and it's always fun when there's a spot where our venue where there's not really a hidden spot.
If you could give every couple one piece of advice, what would it be?
I mean, I would just say don't stress too much about the day. I mean, make it about you two, make it unique to you. Don't worry about what other people are wanting you to do or
Yeah.
telling you to do.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, I know it's also hard, like, if your parents are paying for it, you kinda have to take their opinion a little bit.
But at the end of the day, like,
But
it's still your day.
yes, and that's especially why I love elopements,
Mm.
is because it is just the 2 of them usually, and it's all about them, what they want, something that they really enjoy doing, or, it's just the 2 of them, and it's all catered to what they wanted, and it's very unique to them. That's why I love elopements so much. They're just so fun and so different, and they're very, I guess, unique,
Mhm.
different couple. None of them are the same, so
Yeah. And then if you could give every couple one piece of marital advice, what would it be?
marital advice?
Or just, like, relationship advice.
I mean, you're gonna fight always. I mean, it's just part of it. I mean, just don't hold on to
Yeah.
little things. I mean, there's things that you're gonna argue about or that it's gonna bug the crap out of you. But at the end of the day,
You still chose that
I know,
person.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, you love them.
Yeah.
Just let it go.
Yeah. Well, anything you wanna leave them with?
Not prepared for that. I
That's
don't know.
okay. I wasn't either. I was just like, probably a good ending question.
I guess I'll just say that for the month of June, because it's my birthday month, I am offering a discount off of anybody who books a wedding.
Oh,
So it'll be a $500 discount for anybody who books a wedding
that's a good deal.
during the whole month of June.
Wedding or elopement or just wedding?
Both.
Okay.
Yes. So I guess I'll just say
All right.
that.
Well, thank you so much for being on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.